short introductory video, guys. I do this for some of my patterns. I'm gonna go over the pattern generally, any tips, tricks, and all the materials. So the tutorial is on this one right here, and this is using regular chunky yarn and perfect phasing. All the materials that I use, and so I wanted to showcase this pattern using different brands of yarns. And so the material list is going to be really long, and it's going to have all the direct links to the exact same places where I got these yarns. And so if you want to go ahead and get the same materials or get your own, but Amazon sells perfect phasing. In fact, it sells the exact perfect phasing yarn that was sold at Joann's from Burnett, and it's under Yarnspirations. So I'm gonna go over this guy right here. This is what the tutorial is on. He comes out to be about a medium, small to medium, I would say. And this is regular black chunky yarn from Amazon. And so I wanted to go and just showcase it with regular chunky size 7 yarn. And this is the yarn right here. It needs to be like fluffed up too, but that's okay. So this is the black that I use. One skein is very much enough. I would even say like a skein of 23 yards is good enough. And then Amazon, the perfect phasing, it comes in a cake, and it's about 65 yards. And so this is what it's going to look like right here. So look how gorgeous this yarn is, guys. I highly recommend it to use it for all your projects. Blankets. It's really gorgeous yarn. Now, this was from Amazon. Sometimes they're in stock, sometimes it's not. It's basically Joann's brand that they were selling. But I'm also going to put a link to a China supplier. She basically mimics everything what Yarn Inspiration's doing. And so you'll find this exact color. Beautiful yarn, guys. Look at the fuzziness on it. It's really wonderful yarn, and you can see it right here. And you see how it like phases out. So I used a darker shade, which is in the middle. And so here he is, guys. Look how cute he is. So this is perfect for Valentines. It's got a little heart body, but you can also just kind of make it as a ladybug. So I didn't really go all romantic theme on this one as the other one I'm going to show you, or the other two, because I'm going to be giving this one to my kids. And so I'm going to show you that you could truly just make a ladybug with a heart body, and you don't even have to add this split for their wings if you don't want it. Like for the other one, I don't, because I want the heart to really showcase. And this is using faux fur, so I wanted to do a little variety, have fun with it, and show you that you can use faux fur super bulky size 6. And again, all links in the PDF material section. So this is it right here. It's absolutely divine, guys. This is probably the best faux fur to work with, aside from like Michael's loops and threads. It's extremely challenging. This one's way better, and like I said, it's just, I want to say eternally soft. It is so wonderful. So it's Lion's brand from Amazon only. It's considered size 6 super bulky. Any size 6 super bulky, do not mess with the tip where it's cut, because it'll split on you or fray on you. So this one is true to that. But I show you in the tutorial how to work with it, and I just wanted to add a little softer touch to it. So all the little black parts on the top is faux fur. You don't have to use faux fur. You can just completely keep it strict with chunky size 7. And then again, guys, I want to go over this, this is in part 2, when you do option if you want to add legs. If you don't want to add legs, don't. You'll make it more like a heart. So it's such a pattern that you can like exclude things, and get a different look. Like just more of an actual heart. That's a ladybug. But if you notice, when I put it down, the legs are like up in the air. And that's by choice, that's a preference. So you can either add it way on top and have them kind of up in the air, or add it lower. So when you put it down, these little legs are actually touching the ground. So just keep that in mind. Like if you don't, oh, I don't like the way that looks up in the air, you don't have to. You could, I just put it right on the edge line. You could just drop it down lower. Drop it down lower. And that's all in part 2. Very much a beginner pattern. Very much, because like I said, you don't even have to add this. You don't have to add legs. It can be such a simple pattern of a heart. Couple of rows knitted for the head. Real simple feelers. All foundation chains. Done. And then I use the intarsia method right here. So if you don't know how to do the intarsia method, or you're curious about it, this is a perfect pattern. It's a real short section of the intarsia method. Or let's say you want it even simpler, or you want it more like a ladybug pure black. Well, that's what I did with the other one. So I really want to show a variety of what this pattern can really look like. But this is what the tutorial is on right here. And the materials for this one, honestly, like 23 yards and less to complete this whole thing. Safety eyes right here, guys. Look how pretty that is. They're like little moons, the color of it. All in the PDF, which I'm going to show you right here. It's from Amazon. And I used the second biggest size. So there's a small size, and then there's a second biggest size. And so this is a pretty cool pack right here, because you can really, you know, use it for so many projects. You just have plenty to choose from. So this is what I use for my mini one. This is what I use for the others. The second biggest size. And it comes with the colors right here. So this is pretty cool right here. If you love arts and crafts, this is cool. Okay. So tutorials on this one right here. Really pretty heart. Then I wanted to show Loops and Threads Fluffy Chenille Chunky Size 7. It's probably the biggest chunky size 7 yarn. Well, one of them that is super thick. I know Burnett Blanket Frosted is right up there now. It's same as this thickness. Like a teddy bear variation yarn, because look how fuzzy that is. Real fluffy fuzzy. And I wanted to go ahead and do the pattern in this yarn as well, to show you the size difference, to show you the overall look. And then this part is faux fur, but it's loops and threads faux fur, which I did not bring it on my desk. But it's the same thing as this faux fur right here. It's extremely soft. Because I would just surface crocheting it, it's not that much of a pain. But I in the tutorial, I show you how to work with the faux fur. And it's not that hard, guys, especially with just surface crocheting. We're not really knitting with it. But look how pretty this one is. This one's really luxuriously soft. It's more like a pampered one. So real pretty. And look how cute that is. You can see the heart, and then option to add the foundation chain legs. Okay, I did the pleasure method with this one. And this is just a little added decor. This is from Walmart. I didn't want to hot glue it on. I wanted the option to like take it off. It's from Walmart. So all the Valentines stuff is out at Walmart. And if you love arts and crafts like me, you're gonna want to go through all that and see what little accessories you can add. And so I just kind of tie it on. Just tie it on to look like that. Just to really showcase Valentine theme. This bow, all in the PDF materials. I thought adding a pretty bow would be really just perfect. Again, hot gluing this on. Look how pretty those eyes are. Same safety eyes, intarsia method. And I want to show you that if you do want to add these little, these right here, that it's from, let me see, it's from Hobby Lobby. And they should have it out, you know, for Valentine's right now. And it's a pick. And you're just going to pull it off. Pull it off there. So you see, you're just going to pull it off, hot glue it on, done. That's it. So again, real arts and craftsy. Perfect for Mother's Day too. Perfect for like a Mother's Day pattern right here. So here he is again, and he's bigger. Let me compare the size to show you. If you want to do loops and threads, I highly recommend this yarn because look at the difference. Like, you could tell which one's more cozy. This one is soft. It's a good solid one. Perfect for a child. This one's more like a pampered, cozy one right here. If I can show you a little bit more of the sizing. You can see the difference. There is a difference in the sizing right here. Small, medium, medium to large. And again, this is the yarn right here. It comes in 23 yards per skein. One skein each for both colors. So for the pink and then the white. I ran out of white, but you know, this is what it looks like right here. So really, I highly recommend to do this pattern with this yarn because it's gonna come out bigger, more cozy, just a more like luxurious, like, oh my gosh, you know, this one's more, you know, like divine. But this one's really cute too right here. So you can see the difference. Kind of a big difference right there. Let's flip them over. See the difference. Big difference right there, guys. So, but if you want to, so I want to do like a little bit more romantic one with this one right here and show you the look, and then more just a ladybug. Perfect. So perfect right there. Absolutely adore these. Then I want to do one more version, same pattern. I'm changing nothing. I'm following the written pattern. I'm just using different brands of yarn. Now this is using super bulky size 6 velvet. I'll have the links in the PDF in the material section because I highly recommend to use the Crafted by Catherine velvet yarn versus what I would use is loops and threads at Michael's Royal Velvet because that yarn is thinner, it's more challenging, it's more delicate. This is more thicker, sturdier, not for a child still, not for a toddler. This is like a treasured gift, a romantic gift, a cherished gift where, like, you know, it's going to be put up somewhere and loved, but not to be held a lot, but more like, you know, like I say, you know, for the older child or adult. And I want to show you that yarn. I thought I brought it. It's right here. So this is it right here. I don't know how much the yards, I think it's 33. But all you need is one skein each color, secondary, primary. And so here's our block. So this is pretty thick for super bulky size 6. And here's the red. I don't have much red left. I was picking on one skein for lots of projects. So here is the red. Beautiful color. I think it's called Free Love. And I wanted to show you that it splits. So do you see that? That's a big split right there. So it's like taking 2 and connecting them to make it this. And, you know, just don't mess with the ends because this is what happens. And so I didn't do the tutorial on this. You just follow the pattern and use this yarn and knit extremely tight. If you're going to try it with this yarn, knit very, very tight. I have other tutorials on using velvet yarn. I have a large velvet Pooh Bear using this yarn. It's just a golden color, and this one right here. So if you like actually wanted a tutorial working with this yarn, there's the Pooh Bear. I have also a mini Pooh Bear, which is using loops and threads, royal velvet yarn, which is a little more challenging. And then if you're curious about the faux fur, I got a baby penguin and a panda. That's a tutorial that's walking you through knitting with those yarns. But the tutorial is on regular chunky size 7. It's the same pattern. I just use this yarn and knit very, very tight. And I want to go and show it now. So this one, I made it for my husband. I'm going to give it to him. Look how cute that is. And like I said, I didn't add the extra black split because I want an actual heart to really showcase. And I wasn't even going to add the little legs. But I'm like, no, it's too cute. I have to add it. Look how cute that is. And I did the legs high up, so they're floating up in the air. Or you can do it lower. So when you lay them down, the legs are a little bit more on the ground. Now, he's a real poofy fat one because I made him heavy weighted. And I want to go over that if I don't do that in the tutorial. I just do regular stuffing. But I'm going to go over it right now on how to make something heavy weighted. It's very, very simple. But I want to finish showcasing him, guys. I added a bow. So hot glued that. This bow, I think it's from Amazon. All the materials, just go to the material list. You'll see the links to the exact same ones that I used. And again, I used the pick and I used the red one. I use this right here. Just pull it off. Hobby Lobby has packs of them. The safety eyes, I use gold, hot glued in the safety eyes. All in the tutorial. But I just stick the glue gun, let the hot glue rise a little bit to the surface, and then press them in. Let me see. And then this is from Hobby Lobby, I think. No. Yes, it's Hobby Lobby. And I just hot glued it on. So just to kind of really showcase it. And it's really divine, guys. This is really nice. He's like a little beanie baby. And he's heavy weighted, as heavy as I can make him, be able to fit it all in. So there's that option right there. I just want to go ahead and go over it really fast. But this one is really, really nice. So if you want to go ahead and do something that's like luxurious, pampered plushie, there you go. So you could totally see the heart. The bottom, not too much, because this is where the poly pellets are really stuffed and protruding, or you would see more of a heart shape. But here you can. So really divine little ladybug right there. Now let me show you how to do heavy weighted, which is taking poly pellets from Amazon or Walmart. And you're gonna get some nylon stockings, like a pack. I'll have it in the links of what I got. You can go to Amazon, Walmart, and buy some. And they're kind of short, actually. So just something like this. Okay, you're gonna fill it up. Now you can use a measuring cup. Makes it easy. Or like me, I sat down, I wasn't gonna get back up, and so I just put it right in here and just start using my hand and start filling it up. A little bit more painstaking process there. But if you don't have like a measuring cup, start filling it up, okay? And then once you fill it up where it's pretty maxed out, you don't want to bust it, you're gonna be smashing it to make a nice, like, as flat as you can, oval circle shape. And then make sure you tie it, and then cut out the excess that you don't need. And then take that little stuffed poly palettes stocking and then slip it into another one. Can be a little bit challenging and tight, but it's possible. Put it into another one and then double it up again. And then use rubber bands to then tie it off as well. Not just make a knot, but use like a tight rubber band. It's all for security. We don't want it busting. We don't want it busting. So you just really want to make it real nice and secured. So with my sleeping panda, I include that in the tutorial of actually doing it with you guys. This is just an option, but the pattern is just like a ladybug and just stuffing it regularly. I just want to go ahead and provide like a quick rundown. Like if you want to make it a little bit heavy weighted and a little bit more special, you know. So, because it's Valentine's, for Valentines. It could be for any Mother's Day too. And I believe this yarn also comes in a beautiful, like a pink shade. So, you know, there's a pink shade. That's pretty much it right there. So again, the body is strictly a heart. Knit on the head. Add legs, optional. Add the black split, optional. And then add your feelers. Feelers and legs are basically a foundation chain. And I hot glued on the safety eyes. I take you through that whole process in part 2. I think it's part 2. So you're definitely going to want like a glue gun, some good scissors, hot glue gun. And I also, well, you know, for the safety eyes, I recommend it. And wherever you tuck in your tails, I highly recommend using some hot glue to lock them in even more. Because of my toddlers, they taught me to really go that extra mile security. So I highly recommend that. Other than that, you know, you want to add your little accessories. This is from Walmart. Hobby Lobby. I think this is from Amazon. I'm going to add in all these little romantic materials if you're interested. Or just giving you the ideas of where I get them. So let me just bring them all back. That's pretty much it, guys. A really sweet pattern. You can make it total Valentine Mother's Day theme, or you could simply just make a ladybug. That's a heart shape. Like I say, this is option right here. If you want to showcase that heart a little bit more, don't add this, and you'll see the heart more. And then this guy, guys, he's like the biggest. He's the biggest. So highly recommend this yarn. Loops and Threads, Fluffy Chanel at Michael's. And I recommend this one, Crafted by Catherine, XL velvet yarn. And then there's a regular, the perfect phasing. I highly recommend that one as well. So I used all the yarns that I absolutely love to showcase this pattern, because I want to show that the different look just from using different brands. So I'm trying to get all of them in here so you can see. But thank you so much for your interest. So there you go, guys. Thank you so much for your interest. The PDF, it has the written pattern as a reference guide. I highly recommend you just, you know, use it as a reference guide, but to follow with the tutorial. It's an extraordinarily easy pattern once you learn how to do the heart. It's just knitting the head and using foundation chains to make the feelers and legs. So like you won't really need the written pattern for long, because you're gonna memorize the pattern by heart. And so thank you so much for everyone's interest. This is a really, really cute one. You can make it romantic themed, Mother's Day themed, pampered, cozy, or you could just make it like a nice ladybug right here. This one's really cute. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much.